This is potassium iodide, and that is potassium iodide. Yeah, this is potassium iodide. Date. And this is potassium. Oh, this is potassium iodide. So I'm going to use the reaction board to show you the chemical reaction formula. So that way, we need 5 milliliter, okay, 5 milliliter, 0.06 mole potassium iodide. Milliliter. Exactly. The reading must be accurate. Put a line roughly same as the iron line. So the reading no. We need to throw away the actual one. Remember, the reagent come out, you cannot put it back to the reagent bottle because we try to avoid any contamination. So now I need pipette, would be better pipette. Okay, this is second. This is the third. Five milliliter. This is 5 milliliter. And after this 5 milliliter iodide, we need acid, hydrochloric acid. Okay, 5 milliliter hydrochloric acid. Same 5 milliliter. We use milliliter. 1. 2. And the last bit, we need starch as indicator. This is a starch solution. We need adding each sample as 1 milliliter. So this is the pipette with volume mark in there. So 1 milliliter. I couldn't see it with goggle. Where is it? 1 milliliter. This is 1 milliliter. So best way. I use my own way. This is 1 milliliter. experiment. Right. Everything ready. So we are going to do the titration. We have to mark our sample. Okay. Now notice during the experiment you got to make your sample clearly marked. Sample 1, sample 2, sample 3. And they are in the queue waiting to do the next experiment. Make yourself stable condition. Okay, sit down here and start to do titration. Now, I have to state, first test, you could as quickly scan, knowing how much roughly, how many volume you are going to use for titrate. This titration, because the starch is going to react with iodine and became to blue-black color, okay. Once the permanent blue-black color made it, that's the end point. So we are going to test. Use your right hand, shake slowly, and the right hand start to do a drop. I would like a careful, slowly, drop by drop, to see how the reaction in the flask, and then accurately reading. The first sample can be tested. If you are careful, the date by the end, if reasonable data, you can still use. Well, you can see the color change. Left hand hold with the switch carefully, and you can switch off in any moment. At the moment, and just drop by drop, keep going. Too fast. Stop going. They really need very well balanced the patients. Nearly, look, the black color is nearly appeared. So this is the point I would concern as the end of point. Okay, because that's enough to prove iodine complex with the starch. So that is my end point number 1. Now I need to straight away record how much volume of potassium iodate I use. So that is 1 point here, 1.95, okay, 1.95 volume I have used. So first the sample, I need to take a mark. Sample 1, the start point as 0, and end point 1.95 milliliter. Now I'm going with the second. Okay, second. So roughly, now this starts from 1.95 milliliter as your next point, as a start point. Don't forget, you need to write it down and start titration. Now you know roughly about 1 milliliter can quick put in. Normally 20 drops, about 1 milliliter. Depends on the size of the titrant tube. I couldn't move my eye away this moment because the reaction would happen in a very fast speed. You're missing the end of a point. So just carefully, closely watch it. Now you can see the color in the flask, conic flask, change in after every drop done. Nearly, second one, nearly okay. I would concern this is my second sample, end point. Now I take a reading for the second one. Now is 3.2468. No, it's 3.5. Okay. The end point is 3.5 milliliter. Now I see the third one. Okay, as my start point 3.50, 3.5, and into the third. And after titration finish completed, I will sit down to organize my data collect. So at the moment, you just concentrate with titration. Nearly close to the end, you have to, okay, that's the last drop. See the color change beautifully, right? Number 1, number 2, number 3, job done. And now we are going to manage about the calculation about data. Switch off now.